Do you think that if he's cornered in the way that he's been now, that he may start revealing things about other people?
He has no choice. His ego and his addiction won't allow him to do anything different. Anybody who thinks he's not going to talk is crazy. The simple fact that he's not saying more now only means that the people who have been protecting him all along, who put him in position to be such a horror to the Black community, still find value in him. He's got everybody on tape. They all know it.
Oh, honey, you are not ready for this piping hot tea because Diddy, baby, he's done playing nice. You know how the whole world turned their backs on him the second he got arrested? Well, guess what? Diddy is coming for everyone who ditched him, starting with Queen Bey and her hubby Jay-Z. Y'all, when that man got caught up, Jay-Z was lightning fast to distance himself like he never even knew Diddy. But we know the truth, don't we? These two have been thick as thieves for years. Let's not forget, Diddy was at every Rock Nation brunch. He went on trips with them, shared laughs, took photos, and now crickets. Here's the gag. Since Diddy's arrest, have you noticed there hasn't been a single Rock Nation brunch? Not one brunch. Baby, that mess had Beyoncé and Jay-Z shook to the core. They went into full-on panic mode. And let me tell you what really has the streets buzzing. There are serious rumors that J and B weren't just brunch buddies with Diddy, they were allegedly involved in some wild freak-offs with him. Now hold on to your edges, cause it gets even messier. One of Diddy's victims' lawyers claims there's an actual tape, yes, a whole freak-off tape featuring Diddy and Beyoncé that was being passed around like hotcakes. Word is, TMZ snatched that video up, but they haven't released it yet because, duh, posting a non-consensual explicit video, that's a big legal no-no. But, babes, it doesn't stop there. We're not just talking freaky secrets. The whispers go deeper, like dark. It's been rumored for years that Jay-Z may have interfered with the autopsy of his former mistress, Kathy White. Yes, the same Kathy who was reportedly pregnant with Jay's child and then, poof, mysteriously gone after Beyoncé allegedly unalived her for sleeping with her man. Now enter Jaguar Wright. This woman revived the scandal when she popped off on Piers Morgan's show. She dragged Jay and Bey like she had nothing to lose, saying they're a twisted couple hiding a closet full of skeletons. Sis even claimed Jay was the puppet master behind R. Kelly's takedown and secretly backed the prosecutors gunning for Diddy, just to keep the heat off his own back. And get this, Jaguar says she's got 3 of J and B's victims ready to spill the beans. But bye-bye, but this ain't tea, it's straight up lava.
He's just the beginning. Until him and his cohorts are all held to account publicly and legally, the victims, they're not safe. He was selected to be the demon that he is, to keep the culture in line so the industry could continue to bid for all of its precious jewels. We have too many lost. The list of lost is ridiculous, and everyone knows Diddy was selected for this job. He's the Judas.
Do you think that if he's cornered in the way that he's been now, that he may start revealing things about other people?
He has no choice. His ego and his addiction won't allow him to do anything different. Anybody who thinks he's not going to talk is crazy. The simple fact that he's not saying more now only means that the people who have been protecting him all along, who put him in position to be such a horror to the Black community, still find value in him. He's got everybody on tape. They all know it.
So let's go back to Jaguar's bombshell interview, because when she brought up Kathy White Chile, the internet exploded. People started connecting dots that honestly are terrifying. Beyoncé's song Daughter on her Cowboy Carter album, let's just say it raised more than a few eyebrows. One lyric in particular has folks convinced Bey might have confessed to something dark. She sings, "Your body laid out on these filthy floors, your blood stains on my custom couture. Bathroom attendant let me right in, she was a big fan. I really tried to stay cool, but your arrogance disturbed my solitude. Now I rip your dress and you're all black and blue. Look what you made me do." What? People are shooketh. Like, is this just a moody song, or is Beyoncé low-key airing out a real-life crime scene? Because when you line that up with Kathy's death, it's giving confession in a track. Remember, the official report said Kathy died from a brain aneurysm, but Jaguar? She's not buying it. Sis went live and straight up said that the aneurysm story was a lie cooked up by Jay and Bey to cover up what really happened. And when you hear the details, whew.
Kathy White's life was taken unfairly. She actually died screaming. And the Carters are responsible. But one of them is just a little more responsible than the other. Question is, did Sean Carter delete his mistress, his pregnant mistress, because his wife was jealous? Or could it be possible that maybe his wife's temper is just a little worse than most people think? And maybe he just had to clean it up to protect the brand's sake.
If you thought it couldn't get darker, think again. Jaguar came back for round 2 in another interview and dropped a bomb so wild the internet is still spiraling. She claimed not only did Bey fake her pregnancy, yes, you heard that right. According to Jaguar, Blue Ivy may not even be Beyonce's biological child, but possibly the baby Kathy was carrying when she was allegedly removed. Yes, it's that deep, that sinister, that unhinged.
Think about Claudia Jordan right now. Claudia Jordan don't ever mention my mother name. She mentioned it yesterday. Talking about why people are afraid to come forward. You mean like you? You was Diddy girl. Corey was Jay-Z girl. Why don't you claim your friend? Claudia.
So, Jack, when you say...
When I say Corey, I'm talking about Kathy White.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was about to ask.
Jay-Z's pregnant mistress,
yeah,
who died of an imaginary aneurysm, just like the woman who was best friends with Kim and Kimura, who wrote the book Bling and died as soon as it made the bestsellers list. Who the f was these people supposed to go to? You can't go to the boss because the boss is you. And the boss's boss don't get no. Can't go to the authorities. They're all bought and paid for. You could try to get a special prosecutor, but they'll just pay somebody to reassign him to another case. Where the fuck you go when you get over by the industry? Nowhere. That's where you go nowhere, which is where people like me step in. You right, I go to Diddy parties to walk my out, cause ain't nobody stopping me when I come. You'll never outthink me. Ever. All I do is frustrate your AI. You can't quantify me. You can't even control your wife. You gonna handle a bitch like me. You can't even control that goofy. You should have did a better job. Maybe she wouldn't have had to lose her mind on Kathy. Cause you ain't protecting you. You're protecting her. Wonder why?
And guess what else came crawling back from the shadows? An old school investigative article by Hollywood Street King that spilled even more tea about Kathy White's sketchy death. So here's what went down. HSK was actually the first to break the story about Kathy and Jay-Z's affair, so he already had the inside scoop. The moment news of Kathy's sudden passing hit, HSK jumped into full-on investigation mode, and according to a detective from the NYPD, her cause of death was never officially confirmed. The aneurysm story not adding up. That detective called the death suspicious. Even said toxicology reports were pending and it was way too early to declare an aneurysm. Here's the kicker. Kathy White passed exactly 1 year after HSK exposed her affair with Jay-Z. Isn't that timing just a little too convenient? The report stated that a 911 call came from an apartment on West 19th Street in Manhattan. Kathy was rushed to Beth Israel Hospital after allegedly getting sick, and that's where she died. Suspicious much? But wait. 2 weeks before she died, Kathy was reportedly contacted by a major tabloid asking about her affair with Jay-Z. She gave them just enough info to raise alarm bells, and then she allegedly called Jay to tell him she was ready to go public for a price. Then, boom! 48 hours after Beyoncé's pregnancy was announced, Kathy mysteriously drops dead. You guys, it's like something out of a movie. HSK even shared photos of Kathy and Claudia Jordan hanging out with Jay in the club not long before everything went down. Claudia and Kathy were besties, and she's the one who allegedly introduced her to Jay-Z in the first place. Ooh, Chili, this is messy beyond messy. And let's not even forget what DaBaby spilled recently. He exposed a secret meeting at Diddy's house that Jay-Z and Beyoncé allegedly attended, along with other big-name industry players. What kind of shady meeting was that supposed to be?
I was at a party at Diddy crib in LA. This was the beginning of 2020. You know what I mean? Diddy had put everybody else out the crib, like the influx of people he had put them out. But he had took a liking to me in particular around the time, man. It was really, you know what I mean, like putting his arm around me.
Right.
So he had put majority of the people out, but he allowed me to stay in there. Me and, you know, maybe about 15 others, you know.
Right.
Jay-Z and Beyonce being, you know, 2 of the other 15 people in the room. So that'll just put into perspective of the type of company I was in at the moment, you know. And she came over and introduced herself to me like as if she had to. Beyonce, cut it out. But I'm a big fan of your work, you know what I'm saying? Whoop the whoop, and that was just dope. That was dope as hell to me, man. That was dope.
Now, here's where things really heat up. Word on the street is that once Diddy's out, he's planning to spill everything in a full-blown tell-all documentary. And baby, he's not just coming for randoms. He's coming for the big fish. Jay-Z and Beyoncé included. That's right, allegedly, Diddy's gonna expose every single person who helped him cover up or carry out his shady business over the years, and he's got the dirt, honey. The streets say the documentary's already in the works. It's not confirmed just yet, but baby, the rumors are flying fast, and you know what that means. Folks are panicking behind the scenes, especially J and B, because if Diddy opens his mouth, the house of cards might collapse. People online are already in detective mode. One person wrote, "Y'all keep forgetting the reason Diddy had them walk across that bridge to get that cheesecake and do the whole making the band challenge was for Beyoncé. LMAO. She was upstairs the whole time. Trust me, she'd be around." Wait, hold up, what? Beyoncé was part of the Making the Band madness too? The plot thickens. And then someone else chimed in. I remember buying a magazine years ago with Kathy White's face on the cover. It had everything. Her long-term relationship with Jay-Z, how she was dealing with him way before Beyoncé came into the picture. The article even said Beyoncé called Kathy just days before she died. Now that little detail, that Beyoncé supposedly called Kathy right before her sudden death, people haven't forgotten, and it's giving ominous. So let's review this chaos. Diddy's threatening to sing like a canary. There's an alleged freak-off tape with Beyoncé. Kathy White's death is looking real sketchy. Beyoncé might have faked a pregnancy, and Blue Ivy might not be who we thought. Jay-Z's being linked to Kathy's suspicious death and shady legal takedowns. secret meetings at Diddy's mansion with Jay, Bey, and other industry elites, babes, the receipts are falling out of the sky. Like, how long have we been looking at Jay and Bey thinking they were untouchable? Meanwhile, all this filth has been swirling just beneath the surface. And now, Diddy's ready to blow it all up. Now, I need to know what y'all think. Is Diddy really gonna air them out? Do you believe the rumors that Beyoncé and Jay-Z were mixed up in all this dirty business? And what do you think really happened to Kathy White? Was it an aneurysm or a setup? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this is a storm that's just getting started. And click here to catch the next round of mess, because baby, the tea never sleeps.